bring up my microphone again. Close this window because I don't need it anymore. Switch this view. I think this is the right storyboard. No, it is not. Nope, it is not. So I guess I'll keep on working on that while we get loaded up here. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing? Still setting, well, not setting things up, more like just getting everybody in the call. There we are. I can't tell. Is that indication that he's... Hang on. Hang on. Something's not right.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me,
Oh,
Eddie,
there we go.
and I'm back.
There we go. Now he's all right. Figured it out. Okay. Okay, I am currently trying to. I know you're looking at a black screen still. I am currently looking for a storyboard that I did a very long time ago for Activation Day, but has since been misplaced. And I'm opening and closing a bunch of different storyboards. Just checking to see which ones are which. Oh, so this was Nyx. I don't need this one. I need it eventually, but not right now. Perhaps it is this? Oh, see, no, this was a test. I mean, I guess it gets the point across, but I do need this scene. But this was not the scene. I mean, I'm glad I found it, but I don't need this scene. This isn't the scene I'm looking for. Oh, man, where did I put that thing? I know I modified it because I remember drawing it. Involved a cat. Maybe it's this.
A little bit lost here.
Well, there was back when we were still figuring out storyboarding, we did a scene from Activation Day that turned out really nice, and it got... I think it got misplaced, or like it got swapped in a board or something, and I am trying to find the scene that we worked on a long time ago as a test. I think this is it.
So I mean, some scenes before we converted from 4:3 to 16:9.
Yes, it was way before that, and yeah, I found it. It's the cat scene, which the audience doesn't know what the cat scene is, but we know. those who have read the script know what the cat scene is. But I found it. Now I just need to properly label it. So speaking of which, so you guys aren't looking at a black screen for the entire meeting, what do you guys want to see? I can work on two things this meeting. I can work on Activation Day scenes for the storyboarding, because we're cranking out the animatic, or I can work on title cards like I did last stream. In fact, did I post the finalized title card to Integers and Intellectual? I guess I should show that first.
It seems like the title cards are easier.
Oh yeah, title cards are way easier, and we sketched them all out, so we have designs, well, at least sketchy designs for every single episode now of our title cards. But that reminds me that I don't think I ever showed the final product for Integers nor Intellectual. You guys all saw me working on it, but I never posted the final product. So while you guys decide on whether or not I should work on or I should work on storyboards or title cards for all to see, here is the final result of last stream's session where I was working on this title card. Not spoilers, just the name of the episode, but
Yeah, there were a bit of spoilers there.
let's see. And I should I'll share my screen. Well, I can't because it's not the same. Anyway, now it's just catching up.
It's a bit more modernish.
The only thing that the
called.
one thing I might go back and change is that the S is kind of hard to see with XJ8 over there. So I might want to go back in and add a little bit more green fade, or make that like that circle thing, that circle glow around the hat a little bit larger, so it encompasses some of the S a little bit more, so that way you can see it better. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Especially because of the note, we wanted to fit every single sister in there in the letters. That was a little difficult, but anyway. So what do you guys think? Should I work on more title cards or should I work on some storyboards? I'm okay with either option here. Just note with if I work on some storyboards, you're obviously going to get a little bit of spoilers as I work on them because, you know, that's the nature of storyboards. But yeah, up to you guys.
I think it's better to work first on the title card, so there should be no spoilers at this point.
Well, I'm asking the chat. I'm leaving it up to the chat.
Yeah, all right.
So I'm ready to go on either. I just need to switch my screen.
That's strange, and I think almost everybody's saying that we're working both of them.
Oh, I see two. All right, so 2 for both, 1 for boards, 1 for cards.
Yeah. And I think it's 1 for title cards and 2 for storyboards. Now we got 3 of storyboards.
Levon Media. According to my research, I sort of found out who might be the voice actor for Jenny. I forgot who she is, but I know she's from Australia. The only thing you said that was correct in that statement is that she's a she. She is not from Australia. But
well, I got it the same way when somebody commented on my 3D Jenny demo.
Yeah, she's not from.
They're talking about the accent.
We have a voice actress for Jenny, but she is not from Australia.
Yes, we already have an actress.
But anyway, let's see. I'm seeing some heavy influence for storyboards, so I'll start with storyboards. But if the time comes and people say, "Hey, move on to title cards," I'll go on and start finalizing some other title cards. Because title cards are fun. They're fun. Storyboard, you got to think about like the shot and like how the character feels and what's facial expression's good and what camera movement's the best for the scene. Title card, it's just you're drawing a picture. It's just a fun little picture. That's it. Although some will argue that freedom to draw whatever you want actually makes it kind of difficult, because it's like that. It's like what that thing where everyone has had that English class at some point in their life where you spend the majority of it writing specific essays and like specific research papers and stuff like that, and then one day the teacher just goes, you know what, this next one, write whatever you want. I have no specifics on it. It just has to be it has to be a generic essay. It can be on anything. And then that's the one that you struggle the most with because you don't, because you're like, oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? That's a lot like what happens when you draw a title card. You are free from restrictions of, you know, making sure the character's emotion comes across, or making sure the emotion of the shot, the construction of the camera comes across. You're free of all those restrictions, but then you're just like sitting there like, oh no, what do I do? That's the hard part. All right, so let me see. I gotta find. I'm currently looking through my storyboard list to make sure that I can find something that is the least bit spoilery and work on that. Because we are making some excellent progress with this animatic. We're nearing the completion of part 1. In the very least. Part 2 is a little bit of a mess still, but part 1 we're nearing completion.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I completely agree that the Teenage Robot title cards are very creative and colorful.
Let's see. Alrighty. I guess there are some things I really do not want to spoil. Alright, I'll give you guys the option. And I guess I'm trying to think of a way to say this in the least spoilery way.
Bob asked, how many episodes are finished? Well, currently we finished all episode scripts for season 4.
Yeah, nothing is like complete as in like completely animated and stuff, but script-wise we're completely done writing.
Just scripts. No storyboarding, nothing.
Yeah, there's storyboarding, but there is
Yeah, only for activation day though.
No, that's not true either. But let's see. There's a handful of episodes that are 100% recorded. There's even a larger percentage of episodes that have all the character, all of a single, like how do I say this? Like, say Jenny has all her lines recorded for this specific episode, but we're still waiting on, say, Wakeman's lines on this episode. Like that, we have a few instances of that where some characters are completely recorded and other characters are still like we're waiting on some of those. And there's a few episodes that I don't think are started recording at all, and specifically the finale, because we literally just got done writing that.
Let me tell you, that's going to be extremely big.
Yeah, that's going to be a long recording session for sure. And then we have episodes that their storyboards are pretty much completely drawn out, being activation day. We just have to assemble them into the animatic, which is what we've been working on. And we have episodes that are... Another one is Android of the Opera. I know that one we have pretty much completely storyboarded on paper, but we have to assemble its animatic still. And then there are episodes that we've begun the storyboarding process, but we have not finished yet. So that's where we're at. It's kind of like a weird mixed bag of like some episodes are like completely storyboarded out, and recorded. Some episodes are like not completely recorded and not completely storyboarded out, and some episodes we have yet to start recording and yet to start storyboarding in general. If that makes sense to everybody. Alright, someone's spamming this. I'm gonna warn you. You're in a timeout.
Oh no.
A SpongeBob Russian account, basically.
Yeah, he's in a timeout. I put him in a timeout.
Good.
If he comes back from his timeout and continues to spam, I'll just, you know, kick him from the chat.
Holy
Anyway.
cow! Most of the fans are from Americans and Russians only.
There's a lot of Russian Teenage Robot fans. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
In two places.
I can either. All right. I'll give you guys the next option because you guys selected storyboard, which is okay. Least spoilery storyboard scene versus a more spoilery. There we go. Least spoilery storyboard scene versus a more spoilery That is a tongue twister. least spoilery storyboard
Whoa,
scene versus a more spoilery storyboard.
There's yet another spammer. Wow.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm gonna
dear.
have to-
Oh, really? Another spam.
There's another Russian in the chat box, but they don't seem to be spamming because they just seem to have a full sentence.
Close one.
Ba-ba-ba.
Dun 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 dun.
It seems like a lot of people want me to work on something less spoilery. Alrighty. I'll work on
Yeah, I
something
can see
less...
one of those.
Yeah, I'll work on something less spoilery. Let me get it set up here.
It's better this way.
Ironically, I have a more spoilery scene open right now, so let me just switch that over real quick.
There's no need to be rush, Nate.
Let me just switch that on right over. Jacob Kennedy. Anybody here play Last of Us Part 2, aka The Last Jedi 2.0? I wouldn't call it that bad. But I will say that there are some major plot elements that I disagree with that game. Alright. Alright, I found one that's less spoilery. However, there needs... I think I need to find... I think this... It feels incomplete. Let me check if I have all the boards, actually. Regardless, I do need to... Hey Nick, I cannot remember. Did you do the scene that I'm about to chat? The type in the chat, not our chat. I mean, did you do this scene?
In the main chat or general?
Meeting chat. Our little Jenny. I can't remember if you turned that into an animatic or not yet.
No, I have not. I did the.
All right, that's all right. I just wanted to make sure because I'm about to download these boards and input them.
Yeah, I remember that scene when Sierra's giving Jenny a new name. Jenny. What? Did I just spoil it? Did I just spoil it?
You almost did before Nathan had to say that up above.
Let's just say
Sorry.
there's a reason why I was using the meeting chat, not the public chat. Now, a lot of people are calling The Last of Us 2 as the last Jedi of video games. I mean, I guess you would want to compare it to like how many people are divided on it, sure, but they are not the same in terms of like how badly the story is screwed up. I would say like the biggest thing that The Last of Us 2 did, what they screwed up on, is how they. I don't want to spoil how they handle the death of a certain character. Is where they kind of botch things up a little bit, and then after that, the biggest thing was how they handled the ending, which was not what they were setting up for most of the game. Meanwhile, Last Jedi, they screw up a lot more than that.
It works better as a Lego game.
What
The
Last
Jedi.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about The Last of Us 2.
No, I did not. No, I wasn't talking about that.
Pyro Heart, good question for Ariana. Who does the XJ sisters voices? Depends on which one. For instance, I'm voicing XJ8 of all people. I just turn my voice into a monotone and I put it through a processor and then it sounds like XJ8 because her voice is mostly robotic. And then let's see. I can't remember if a particular voice actress said it's okay to mention that she's working on the project in the little disclosure. But I know she voices the majority of the XJ sisters. Like, this person that will go unnamed for now, because I don't know if I can say their name, voices XJ6, XJ5. She voices XJ4. I'm pretty sure. I know for sure XJ5 and 4 she voices. And XJ2 and 3 obviously don't have voice actors. And then XJ1 is just a baby. You just download some baby sound effects and then there you go.
I'm here.
Hello.
No.
Hello.
Actually I might be wrong. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. She voices XJ's 4 and 5. Someone else, I just remembered someone else voices XJ6. But she still has, the person that I'm thinking of still has a majority because I believe, even though she voices those two characters, everyone else is voiced by a single other person. I think we still need to recast XJ7, but that's neither here nor there. But there you go. I wish I knew off the top of my head if she allowed me to say her name. I can look that information up right now. Oh, I forgot to switch over the screens. I'm sorry. Now keep in mind, as I switch over the screens to Storyboard Pro here, I need to update these boards because these are iPhone pictures rather than photo scans. So keep in mind that the quality here is not the greatest, and I'm going to be throughout this little live stream. I'm going to be importing the proper boards that were scanned in later on. These were just like iPhone pictures, so I could construct a test basically on how this was going to be handled. So bear in mind.
Russian emoji spammer!
Oh, are they back? Let me ban them again.
Oh my god.
Good
No,
Lord,
it's emoji. It's it's
yeah,
another.
I know.
No.
Oh,
They,
okay.
we
Yeah,
we just got some spammers. That's all. So once they pop up, I'll ban them. It's all right.
No, we got like 3 or 4 Russian spammers here.
If you're Russian, you're fine. Just don't spam. I'm banning because they're spammers right now. Some of the people are spamming some text. So, all right. So, like I said, keep in mind these are what you're looking at right now are test boards. Like they're more so like not even test boards. They're iPhone quality pictures of what was actually drawn. So they're not representative of what they actually look like. They don't have this ugly pink hue to them. They're proper white. But all right, now that I downloaded this, okay, now I can import these properly, and you'll see a massive difference. File, import, images as scenes. Go to downloads. Here we are.
Here comes your old friend, Sam Foster.
Let's see. That import didn't work. Why didn't it? Maybe I need to import less images at a time. Alright. Maybe I need to hit File, Save As. Maybe it's because I'm operating in different documents. How about...
Are you kidding me?
More spammers.
Now,
okay.
Yeah, more spam.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll take care of them. Bye-bye.
See ya, dude.
Man, we are really getting hit with the spammers today.
I've never seen that like those before.
I wonder why that is.
Going to this crisis like this.
Well, I mean, it's not a crisis. It's just the first time we've been hit with spammers in a live stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
It only took 41 live streams. I'd call that pretty good.
Oh, damn.
Hey, Trevik.
Howdy.
All right, now that I have...
Oh, really?
All right, I'll just get rid of them. Bye. Okay, and now continuing on. Import images as scenes. Now it should work, right? There we go. Problem was I was operating with different locations. The project was located on my hard drive, my external hard drive, I mean, and the frames I was trying to import was located on my computer's internal hard drive. So once I moved the project into the internal hard drive, and made the pathway shorter, imported just fine. But as you can see, this is nice, crisp, and white. This is what the boards actually look like when they're drawn out. That being said, the problem with these boards is that they are still 4x3, and that's like we still have to convert those. But it's a process. So I believe we have converted I don't want to say like half, but a good portion of Activation Day has been converted to 16:9 at this point.
Yes, especially on Sierra meets Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that Jenny reveal.
Yeah, that entire
the Jenny
scene.
reveal.
Yeah, that entire scene has been converted to 16:9. There's some scenes that are currently hybrids, where it's like some important shots are 16:9, but other shots are just 4x3. But they'll eventually get converted. But it's just to save for time, so we're not like it's not winter.
If it is hybrid, something tells me it's like 1440p.
That would be no.
Yeah.
Well, that would be HD 4x3 aspect ratio. Yes, it'd be 1440 by 1080. That's all right. So this one. This panel. In fact, I wonder if I can cheat this kind of. If I can copy and paste it into here. That was already... Because I've already timed this a long time ago. And I'm wondering if I can just reutilize my timing. Wow, that worked out way better than I expected. Holy. That was like... almost exact. I need to resize it a little bit, but that was like crazy how accurate that got it.
Which one is this?
This one's Activation Day, just a specific scene in Activation Day.
Ah.
Yeah, currently it's on the XJ's sister's scene.
See if I can shrink it, the frame a little bit. There we go. Bring her head into the picture just by shrinking that board a bit. And once this gets converted into 16:9, it's going to look a lot better in terms of like framing. There we go. So now it starts down here and then just...
Oh, wow. What the hell is that? Andrew Trump eating hamburgers from what? What? Just rushing.
Look, man.
Look,
Look, man, if you're going to try and insult us, learn English first. Thank you. Bye.
He's like, are you guys gonna do the bike slider from Akira?
Anyway. Are you guys gonna do the bike slide from Akira? I don't know what you mean by that.
Oh, I know exactly what they mean by that. Hold on, I'm gonna be in...
I have never seen Akira. I probably should. I hear it's really good. No, not Eureka, Akira. It's Japanese.
This is a slide.
Jeremy Penna 17 saying Murica.
Look in the meaning chat. This is what Akira is, basically. What that slide means.
Oh, it reminds me of Sonic X.
Yeah, okay, that bike's like, well, if someone were to ride a bike, I'll consider it. But we don't have anybody riding a bike.
The biker gang?
Well, I mean, like in this episode of Activation Day, I don't. Obviously, yes, the biker gang comes back, but in Activation Day specifically, I don't think anybody hops on a motorcycle or a bike or anything like that. So.
Or they're basically riding on the bikes while listening to the live stream.
It's so weird hearing playback from the live stream as well as us.
Oh yeah, there's a heavy delay.
It's 30 seconds.
30 seconds,
Yep.
45.
This board is so old.
That's
it's
what's
using,
a common live stream it is.
This board is so old. It's using the
Jacob
old
Kenny
design for.
said, "Who here knows about some call me Johnny?"
Johnny Test.
Oh, I was
Oh.
doing an impression of the Thing, calling out Johnny Storm.
Oh, okay.
This board is so old that it uses the old design for Rightwater. This one, back when we designed him as just the judge from Escape from Cluster Prime. He has a completely different design now. That'll have to be redrawn once we convert this to 16:9. Let's see. What's the next board? Need this one. I need to scale it. Doo doo doo.
I just got an IMDb Pro account.
Cool. I hear that costs money.
Subscriptions.
It's like a world of a difference. That going from the iPhone picture to the scan. I just want to orient her a little bit more to the right. Keep her
Next
right.
time it will be better with a scan, rather than taking pictures with a phone.
Oh,
Little-
XJ9, you should have your upgrades installed immediately.
Nora.
Good impression. Good impression.
Liked my impression, did you?
Good impression. Yes.
Yeah, it sounds somehow close to Nora and
In
Wakeman.
fact, that reminds me. I need to gather the person who is our Nora has not recorded their voice for Activation Day yet. So I think I might have to gather a test.
A
Something tells
temporary.
me it's like
a scratch
between
voice.
Yeah, a
Nora
scratch voice.
and Tucker.
I might have to gather a scratch voice or a temporary voice for Nora for Activation Day, just so we can have the preview. Otherwise, I guess I can also just have a text-to-speech generator talk for her and have her sound like a robot the entire time.
TTS.
Or
Oh my
50.ai, but that website is under construction. Or
Hey,
just
someone
basically-
tell him to do a Wakeman voice. It would be so much easier.
They're under maintenance. The website is.
I'm doing my driver's training at the same time as this.
There's been already a website which you can pick voices from any show characters. As I remember when Wicker Basket
About
used the website.
the
when
why
doing
are
the
you
TTS
here
for-
living at your giant prices that you
chill.
have codified
Chill,
it?
Nick.
He's
Chill,
re-
Nick.
no, he's
I
repeating
haven't
something like
finished
Ryan
yet.
said. He's repeating what someone in the chat saying. It's another guy trying to.
That guy does bring up a great point, though. Our coronavirus levels are reaching some scary heights. Wear a mask, everybody. Please and thank you, for the sake of all the Americans living in the country.
Even if some of you may have sensory integration or sensory issues.
Yeah, that's. It's would you rather have some sensory issues with your face, or would you rather have lung issues for the rest of your life?
Sounded like Shrek for a moment.
Because apparently, what scientists are finding, that about 20 to 27% of coronavirus patients who recover have long-lasting lung damage. So, yeah, might not want to get the virus. So I would just go with the facial sensory deprivation, because that's temporary. You might want temporary versus permanent, you know. But that's just me.
The good news is, Vietnam, right now there'll be 0 diseases over that coronavirus situation.
Yeah, that's good. So a lot of countries in the world are recovering.
Like Canada.
Mm-hmm.
My state, Massachusetts, has pretty much contained the virus.
Can't say the same for my state.
My state, oh boy.
My state is currently.
We have some troubling issues over in one of the counties that is close to mine.
My state, freaking. There's been a lot of things going wrong in my state with the virus. Currently,
you guys heard of Brock Baker?
Currently, we're the hot spot of the nation, Arizona. So, yeah, that's fun. Anyway, let's see. Where was I with this?
Florida's getting doomed, says Bob.
Florida's screwed. New York is getting better, though. Also, Texas.
I mean, you don't even necessarily need to wear a mask inside your own house. I mean, the inside of your own house is your own house. Unless you have a relative who is living with you who has corona, then yeah, you should probably wear a mask inside your own house. But really, you really only need to wear a mask is when you're going outside. Just like, that's when you should be wearing.
Wants Crush 40
mask.
for the next Sonic game. I would like that.
I do not know who that is.
Well, sometimes the mask helps you to prevent from sneezing, even though if you're going outside or inside.
Oh yeah, no. The whole point of wearing a mask, it's not. Masks don't really protect. Okay, it's gonna sound scary, but it's gonna sound.
Like I said, it sometimes prevents you from sneezing.
It doesn't prevent you from sneezing per se, but what it does prevent is when you do sneeze or cough, is that it prevents particles from exiting your nostrils or your mouth and going into the air and drifting by and infecting somebody. That's what it prevents. It does not, however, this is the scary part, it doesn't do great...
It looks like we're having a great time with this live stream.
It happened to me something. Or it happens.
Well, the scary part, it sounds scary,
if
but
you guys
I'll
need
tell ya.
voice work, let me know on Discord.
Mm-hmm. What sounds scary for the virus and wearing masks is that wearing masks doesn't really protect you per se from the virus. It protects other people from getting the virus if you have it. And then someone might say, well, then what's the point of wearing a mask at all? It's because this coronavirus has a 2-week incubation period, which means the virus is active in your system, replicating and infecting other people without you having any symptoms for 2 weeks. So, during those 2 weeks,
Where will the episodes be?
2 weeks. During those 2 weeks, you feel completely fine and feel like, I don't have the virus. I don't need
Thanks,
to wear a mask.
Builderman, for my Winnie the Pooh impression.
Meanwhile,
I think I can do a little bit better.
Meanwhile, you're spreading the
Not
virus.
to say that yours is bad, but
Interrupting the virus.
virus on Winnie the Pooh. Anyway, meanwhile, during those 2 weeks when you feel fine and you feel no symptoms, you're spreading the virus like wildfire because you're not wearing a mask. So the whole point of
To the
wearing a
secret
mask.
lab. All the levers, mightus.
Meanwhile, while you're wearing.
Access.
Meanwhile, if you wear a mask during those 2 weeks, you've drastically reduced the amount of viral infections that you can spread. The way to protect yourself from getting the virus is not only
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Don't touch your face.
Yeah, exactly.
All that jazz. Stay away from highly dense social gatherings. In fact, I would recommend I would recommend staying away from social gatherings whatsoever. I would just just
we have to
avoid
keep the distance for at least 1.5 meter.
Yeah, which is about 6 feet in American terms. But
Rush 40 does most vocal tracks such as Live and Learn from Sonic Adventure 2. I know
So-
that. I've played Sonic Adventure 1, 2 on GameCube, as well as Sonic Heroes on PlayStation 2.
So that's the important thing. So the mask is really to protect the people around you. Meanwhile, washing your hands and maintaining a 6-foot distance is to protect yourself. So that's the importance. And it both have to be in play in order to really defeat this virus. Because, say, you maintain the social distancing 6 feet and washing your hands to protect yourself, well, great. But by not wearing a mask, if you accidentally get infected, you're helping spread the virus because you're not.
Storyboards deserve themselves a promotion.
And another scary speech for the coronavirus is that if you got the coronavirus, it consumes a lot of immune system's energy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true. The virus, when you're infected and once your symptoms start to show, granted, it varies between person to person. But let's say worst case scenario. Well, I guess worst case scenario is death. Let's say second worst case scenario is when you're in the ICU and you have a breathing apparatus attached to you to help you breathe. That's because all your immune system is wearing itself out, and it's causing damage to your lung tissue.
Yeah, as long as the bacteria fill the lungs after the coronavirus is gone, and that there will be no enough power for the immune system.
Yeah, there's a great video on YouTube that explains it way better than I'm explaining it. It's like it's produced by some educational platform that animates all these fun videos that are sourced. They give their sources. It's great. But point is. Don't take it lightly. It's a bad virus. Learn from America's mistakes as we become the nation with the most infected and most death. And the most dead. Learn from our mistakes. Don't replicate them. Anyway, let's see here. What other boards do I need? You? Let's get you on over. It's a little bit of a reverse shot going on here, but to be honest, it's during a courtroom scene, so it's really not much you can do other than reverse shot. The most you can do with these types of scenes is I guess you could have the camera angle changing according to how the character is feeling. I guess that would make it a little bit more interesting, and I definitely will probably be doing that once we get later on to other scenes of this courtroom. But right now it's just kind of like the opening kind of statements almost. So there's not much. I think right there, this specifically is she's explaining. Yeah, this is the scene where she explains why she made these things. So it's not. It's more so focused for Wakeman. That's why we've really focused on her face. Yeah. All right. Get a shot of the audience in there.
Worse, I can do Goofy. I was in Kingdom Hearts.
XJ0.
That's a pretty good Goofy impression.
Hello, XJ0.
Howdy, dude.
Armageddroid is XJ0 when you think about it.
Technically.
What?
If you want to go on
Because
the
he's a prototype made before the XJ series.
Kinda. I see where your mind's at, but if we want to get technical, he'd be his own series because he's when you call the XJ sisters are part of the XJ line because that's what they were built to do. The XJ line started with XJ1, you know? That the whole point of the XJ line is Nora's trying to make this new robot that will protect the planet. Armageddroid was its own project that just happened to come before the XJ series. So, if you want to get technical, he is technically Jenny's brother because Wakeman built him, but he's not technically part of the XJ line because he wasn't. That's not. If you were to open up his blueprints, it would not say XJ0. It would say some other code for its own project, being its own project. You know. Because if we were to go on that logic, then like the puppet dude, what was his name? Slappy? No. Skip? No.
Skippy. No,
that's
Acorn.
Skippy's the sock puppet. I'm talking about the
Little Acorn. Little Acorn.
Little Acorn. If we were to go by that logic, Little Acorn would be XJ-1, you know? So it's like these guys.
Oh, I said dog.
It's better
Your
to
attention
assume.
to detail is a little to be desired.
It's better to assume that they were their own projects, but they are still technically related to Jenny since they were both constructed by Nora. So, technicality. Alrighty, get these.
Yeah, I've seen clips of John Carpenter's The Thing. He doesn't even say it's clobbering time.
That is true. It's a very. I do like this face. So, like, what are you talking about? All right.
Oh, that's the core scene.
Yep, still on the court scene. I do recall that I did reduce. Oh, here. I think I found. Well, that's interesting. I found a prototype of what Whitewater looks like now. That's not exactly. There's a lot more detail than that, but I guess it's a prototype sketch a long time ago. That's interesting.
Objection.
Did we ever show off what Whitewater looks like now?
You better show my action face now.
I can't
I've
recall.
never seen this guy.
I can't recall if we ever.
He looks
You
like
need
a
to
hot
see.
dog.
I really recommend you to see me now.
Hot dog fan.
Oh man,
type in
it's been a while since I do that voice. Man,
Yeah,
it's like
it's okay to be out of practice. I'm probably out of practice as
Typed in
Smitus.
Mickey or Donald.
I'm probably.
Boy, I can do Mickey, haha.
Oh my, that's scarily close.
you really need to show
But,
what I wrote.
Yeah,
Oh.
You really
It's
sound
okay.
like a Mickey.
it's okay to be out of practice, Mick. I'm probably out of practice for Smitus, by the way.
Don't worry, Nick. We can go steal a picnic basket.
Oh, Yogi, you can get picnic baskets somewhere else.
Hey, boo boo.
Okay, boo boo. We have to go steal a picnic basket from Park Ranger Smith. Before we get to the tail, boo boo.
Can robots
Yeah,
use kerosene? Pyroheart asks,
No
can
credits.
Can robots use kerosene as an energy drink? They probably just use it as fuel. Isn't kerosene a fuel?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I would just say they would probably just use it as fuel. There are definitely we have an episode that goes over the idea of energy drinks for machines and robots, but kerosene specifically, I would say that's just fuel for them. You know.
We are free.
Let's get some drinks.
Make a cake for you.
I don't know if that was Elmo or Miss Piggy. Couldn't tell.
Majin Buu.
Majin Buu. Okay, Majin Buu. I understood that one for once. And that's weird because I don't actually watch a lot of Dragon Ball, but
I've never seen it.
Everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse. That was my impression of Mickey.
Over 9,000.
All right. Fun fact: they actually got that dub wrong, and he actually says 8,000 in Japanese.
Can be used as an energy
Oh,
drink for
damn.
robots. How about diet coolant?
I think what we did what do we call ours? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Nitro Boost.
Nitro Boost.
Nitro.
It was something Nitro Beast. That's what we called our
Nitro Beast.
Nitro Beast. Yeah, that's what we called our. That's what we called our.
I am the Eggman. Goo, the chew.
But that's what we called our hypothetical, not our hypothetical, it's the one we use. That's what we called our energy drink, basically. That's the name of the Nitro Beast. That's the name of the brand in that episode. Because if I recall, we didn't want it to make it sound like just normal fuel. We wanted it to sound
Snooping
like,
as usual, I see. I hate that hedgehog.
we wanted it to sound like it was actually like from a store shelf, you know, like you could like go into a store and say, "There's Nitro Beast for your car" or something.
Are we still gonna go over more ideas for season 5?
We went through our whole episode bin. I guess we could talk
Yeah,
about.
but what about the fan ideas?
We're gonna have a community episode again anyway, where the fans get to input their own episode idea, barring it doesn't conflict with the main plot, you know. Sometimes it can directly support it depending on the idea, but we'll probably just have a similar rules as the last time.
I regret Sputnik. I detest that name.
Hopefully for the next community vote episode for season 5, we can come up with a system or some sort of system where the fans can have more of an input on what's specifically written like in the script. Because I remember like the season 4 community vote episode is the way we handled it was like any other script, is like where the only difference is that the fans came up with the idea. The fans submitted the idea, they voted on the idea, etc. But then we took that idea and developed it into our own version of a script, you know? Hopefully with the season 5 community vote episode.
Smoking causes cancer.
I'm hoping for the season 5 community vote episode, whenever that vote happens, that we can come up with a system that the fans will have more input on like what the characters actually say. Again, barring that they don't break character or something like ridiculous happens or some, you know, there'd be restrictions. It can't just like, Jenny can't just like bust through a wall like, "I'm wearing a purple Platypus outfit because I don't care." Like that'd be, yeah, no. Ridiculous example aside, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. What's up, Dak?
There we go.
I'm hunting spacemen.
There we go. I did cut a few boards from this because I thought it was best to just reduce the amount of times we've seen
camera cutting from this and just let her have her monologue.
Oh my goodness, it's in Portuguese or Spanish. Oh, no,
Well, let me translate that because they're not spamming it yet. So let me just see if they're actually yelling something in Spanish or if it's a potential spammer. Google, away!
Too international-ish.
Does anybody
this
want
might
a latte
oh,
with
it's
steamed
Portuguese.
Austrian goat milk? Of course.
I was right about the somewhat Portuguese.
Portuguese, my bad. It looked like Spanish from afar.
Dippy, you idiot. This is
Channel
the
owner,
wrong
I know
show
the
we're
channel
on.
attendant- I know the
Oh,
channel
sorry,
attendant, but I think
Ren.
Channel owner, I know the channel A Teenage Robot Reboot. I know you on your channel Event History Design, but I think I can reboot. It's either Google Translate screwed that up a little bit, or they are speaking incoherently. I'm willing to bet that it's Google, but something was lost in translation there. Definitely not a spammer, though, so don't have to ban him.
Yeah, what's up, Doc? Well, if you're hunting spacemen, you might need one of these.
You are very good.
You're impeccable.
You are very good at masking your voice.
Greetings, Earthling. Are you ready to play Who Wants to Be a Martianaire?
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Voice actor section on the website.
Hi, Porky's Pizza Palace. I'd like a pizza with everything on it. I'm at the Royal Ballard, penthouse number 5. Okay,
My bad.
I'll be there in 30 minutes. Are you less? Or your pizza's at frit, no charge.
Why, thanks, Pyro Heart.
All right, let's see. For real, okay, here's a good question. Storm Shadow 210. For real, does Tuck still have Sheldon's time machine? That's not something you leave behind in the hands of a child like him unless you want the space-time continuum busted. Short answer, yes. Long answer, I'd say it's broken at this point.
Because I completely agree with the notion that, like, yeah, leaving a functional time machine in Tuck's hands, it would only result in mass chaos. But I would just, like, a good way of covering it up without, like, making an entire episode about it is just saying he busted it. And he just so happened to coincidentally bust it in the proper time zone, so he didn't, like, get sent back in time 50 years or sent forward in time 50 years or whatnot. So that'd be my short answer.
I prefer Hector con Carne over the grim adventures of Billy and Mandy. I'd rather be stuck on a bear than staying with the Grim Reaper.
Heresy. What we could talk about eventually in these live streams is that we can now talk about, now that we've kind of like gone through our idea bin and already have gone through ideas for season 5 that we're not gonna do, we can actually talk about some canceled season 5 ideas. That might be fun.
Do you want to talk about that now, or do you want to talk
We don't need.
about...
I'm just saying we can eventually. I'm not particularly saying we can do it now. I'm just saying, like, that is now a possibility for these streams, going over some canned season 5 ideas that are
I
not
personally
gonna
don't
happen.
like Hector con Carne because Well, well, he's separated into multiple organs. His brain is attached to that bear's head, and his stomach is attached to the bear's tummy.
No. And with
Time for my vengeance.
Oh my goodness. What was that?
Keep voices investigated.
Oh, someone's going to Dr. Claw. I was more so talking about the robot filter. What was...
You will pay for this.
Can you please say, no, I am your father?
Langton. Crabs. Langton.
I am your father.
Bob.
There you go. All right, yeah, a couple people want me to say some canceled season 5 ideas. All right, so let me find one of my own, just to, so I'm not calling anybody out, because I got a couple of my own.
I got a few of my own that got pretty much canned at that point. One episode that I did pitch was a Studio Ghibli-based episode. It was a lot of fun creatively, but we decided, you know, it's for the best, and apparently we wouldn't do that because Teenage Robot's more sci-fi and Studio Ghibli is more magical and fantasy and everything.
Let's see. I had the biggest episode.
Batman.
The biggest episode that I had in my roster that got, I didn't even pitch it. I was like, I didn't even, I figured that it just didn't fit whatsoever. I made the decision to not even pitch it. It didn't even fit. All right, it was called Cleave Him to the Brisket was one of my season 5 ideas that I didn't even end up pitching. We didn't even end up
I'd
voting
like
on.
a large what?
Wait, what?
Cleave him to the brisket. This is the whole premise of this episode that I didn't end up pitching, and it is not happening in season 5, was that Sheldon was captured and enslaved by a band of bloodthirsty space pirates who knew how successful he was as a space pirate captain. And then so they capture him and like, what's your secret? Blah blah blah. And they want him to want to use him as a navigator. And they're all led by this villainous space pirate known as Cutthroat Carcarius.
Superman
sounds
lives
really
in
cool.
Metropolis.
But,
I'm from Metrocity.
But so Carcarius is basically this insane bloodthirsty space pirate who looks all alien like. He doesn't look like a person, like a human. He's clearly an alien. And then so
He's
like
doing Mega
so
Mind.
then the way Jenny and gang would have to save him was that they'd find the space pirates who practically raised Sheldon. They get on their pirate ship, and then they go out into space chasing the Cutthroat Carcarius pirate ship. And then they eventually end up in an asteroid field or an asteroid belt, whichever one is the one with the most
her, you fish!
with the most condensed. There's the difference between asteroid belt and asteroid field is the level of condensity of how many rocks are spinning around whatever. But anyway, they would end up in one of them. The final battle would take place in that with the two, like a classic pirate ship, only it's happening in space. And then a big asteroid would slam into the Cutthroat Carcarius' ship, and then they'd rescue Sheldon, and then they go home. But that was the episode. The reason why I didn't end up pitching that one, and why it's not happening, is because it was too much. Like, not in the sense of too much going on. It's actually a very simplistic, probably an 11-minute episode. What was too much about it is that
It wasn't referencing aliens. I was referencing the time that was talking to the biker gang.
Well, that was a reference. That was in and of itself a reference to aliens. But anyway, so the whole point, the reason why it was scrubbed is that there was so much going on in season 5, like sequentially, like the arcs that we need to cover.
Mates, like
I just like
impression.
I just basically went, you know what? We don't need this. We don't need the space pirate episode. It's just filler. It doesn't pertain to anything. So I would rather focus on the.
I could do Zim quite well.
overarching seasons rather than just having filler episodes for season 5. Granted, there are episodes in season 5 that you could probably count as filler that we confirmed that I can't spoil because, there's no way I can talk about that right now. But they all pertain to some sort of character arc or some sort, so far at least. It's such a rough gathering of episodes for season 5. So far, they all pertain to some character arc or some story arc that happens during season 5 that it's like not the same as a straight up filler episode, which is what the Space Pirate episode would have totally been. Which is why I didn't even pitch it. So it's not happening. Let's see. Alright, now I need to import the next scene for this. The XJ9 having fun playing with Sierra. With action.
I want to turn these robots into chocolate!
Oops, you know what I probably should have done? I probably should have organized those in order. They are going to be completely out of order. That was my mistake. Yep. Let me undo that. And go back and put them in order. Is there any scrapped ideas or even plans for the Crater Critters? I think you're referring to the Mercury dudes, aren't you? But currently, no. There are no plans for them. Though I think it might be fun. Without going too much into spoilers, a fun factor that we talked about for Season 5, again, early stages, nothing confirmed, don't quote me, but some early ideas that we were talking about is that we want to have a few episodes that take place more in space, like off of Earth, exploring some of the galaxy a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but like just have some fun, because she's supposed to be... What? There's supposed to be colonies of, or at least Earth colonies on one of Jupiter's moons. There's apparently a colony on Pluto, and it's just like we should have some more fun exploring some of that. So, if we were to reference the Crater Critters again, I would totally have fun with like putting them in the background of one of those colonies, like just have like these mass gatherings of aliens and stuff, along with human settlements. That'd be fun. But in terms of like them being a part of the actual plot, nothing. All right, this is page 3. Page 8. Yeah, these are all out of order. Would have been a mess trying to deduce this live.
Oh, what? What's going on?
In space. No, I have to disagree. Not like regular show's final season. That took place completely in outer space. I'm talking about the idea is that maybe we're gonna have a few episodes in season 5. Again, rough. It's nothing final. I'm just saying the idea is there that we might have a few episodes take place off of Earth, so we can explore outer space a little bit. It's not like Adventure Time, not like regular show, or that one episode of TMNT where the entire season took place in outer space. I'm talking about just like a few episodes where we venture. It's more like that episode of Trash Talk where they just where they venture to that space asteroid, you know. So we'll have one episode like say Jenny goes to Mars, or maybe it was one episode where Jenny goes to it's a human colony on Jupiter or something like that. That's what the idea is. It's not spending an entire season in space. Plants 10,000 again. Would OCs appear in reboot period? Yes and no. Depends on your definition of OC. Because technically, every character we create that is not part of the original series is an OC. That's just, you know, hard definition. If you're talking about community OCs, like people create in the community fan art and stuff, we would have to get their permission to use them if we would use them at all. So, but yeah, I guess that's all I can say about that. Monica Donica. Hey guys, this is my OC Jenny too. She's better and awesomer. Please.
Today is Mel Brooks' birthday.
Please.
Leave us alone, Mel Brooks.
I was like, my OC is better than yours. You're going down.
Yeah, that's a common trope.
My OC's better than you.
I would say this: if you ever want to make your OC more palatable in some shape or form, like more like desirable to have in any content whatsoever, simply make sure that they're not recolors. Because once you do that,
yeah, exactly.
Once you build a character that is clearly not associated with any other material, period, like it's not clearly inspired from like an external source, it's not like say if I'm a big fan of Godzilla, for instance, okay, just throwing it, like if I design a giant monster that is very clearly Godzilla with a different name, it's not very creative. So when you want to design your own character, your own OC, make sure that it does not look like. Make sure it has a unique silhouette.
There will be no specific recolor.
Yeah.
And it will be best to make up a story about your OC.
Well, not the story part isn't actually the most important aspect.
The story is optional. I forgot to tell. It's optional.
But the most important part of creating a creative original character is coming up.
Is the design.
Is first of all, yes, the design, the unique silhouette. That's the most important part. And then number 2 is coming up with a personality for them. They can't just.
Oh yeah, I was going to say that.
You don't
the
need
personality.
You don't need a complex backstory for the person. What you really need, though, above all else, is a personality. Like, have something there for them, and it's usually reflected in how they're standing and how they're posed. You know, if he or she's a sneak, you can have them hunched over, like caressing their hands together, like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna steal something, I'm a sneak. If they're proud and strong, you can have their chest puffed out, like, yes, I'm buff, I'm powerful. You know, you because the more you can visually gather from your character, the better.
And now for the option 3, I mean the number 3 is the points of interest. The points of interest are referring to the hobbies and stuff.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's again more optional though. It's like you can gather a lot from a single character just by the way they look and how they're posed and how their posture is. You can gather an entire character's perspective just by the way they're standing and how they look. In terms of animation, at least. Good character design.
And the most importantly is the occupation.
Kinda. Question.
It's 100% sure.
Omegaplex asks, I have a question. I know that you cannot make money on Teenage Robot due to Viacom, but is it possible to set up a donation system? I'm sure many people would like to donate to your work. We cannot, unfortunately. The one thing I've been toying with the idea is having
that would be a bad idea for donation stuff.
We can't set up donations that specifically fund ourselves, but what we can do, and that I'm thinking that might be still legal, is that we can set up donations.
Viacom will sue ya. Sue us.
What we can do is we can possibly set up charity donation streams. So it's like we're not receiving any of the money, but we set up this donation stream where we gather funds and then send it to some charity.
No,
like,
please don't.
There's a charity for, like, I say, a charity, for instance, that rescues wildlife and has a no-kill policy, or like rescues stray dogs and cats and has a no-kill policy. That'd be a fun stream for charity. Or say a charity for cancer research. You know, if people are so eager to donate, we need to set up some charity streams and have that donation stream, because again, we wouldn't be receiving a cent of those funds. It'd be all going to a charity, so it'd be completely legal. But that's what
that's what I'm saying. So simply don't do this. Don't do a donation live stream.
But in terms of like setting up a donation where it specifically goes to us, we can't do that. But if we set up a donation stream, like I said, where it goes to some charity or some organization, that's totally doable. I just have to do some research on how to do that, because I do not know off the top of my head. I've never done one before. It'd be a learning experience for everybody. Alright, now these should be in order. As it loads. There we go. Woohoo! There are some boards on this stream that I do on these that I do want to redraw. Like this shot where Sierra grabs Jenny's hand, I just want to redraw entirely, because I do not. In Sean's defense, I'm not calling him out here. In his defense, this was Activation Day was one of the first boards he storyboarded for Teenage Robot. He's gotten a lot better with his camera angles. It's just some of these earlier ones are still kind of flat, because he was just starting out.
And Sarah's design was just a little.
Yes, her design, thankfully, does not look like this anymore. I am not happy with that design.
Even I'm not happy with the design when I first designed it years ago.
Yeah, this was a very early design of her. All right. See, like, what I would want to do is that I would want to start with her. I wouldn't even want to show her running up to Jenny. Just have her start grabbing Jenny's hand. Which this shot is largely okay. I think it'll be expanded upon. Like right now, the biggest problem with it is that it cuts off Jenny too much. But when expanding it to 16 by 9, that framing should come back. Like it should easily come back into frame with that. You can just imagine. Jenny's torso is right here, where all this gunk is right now. You would see, the rest of her. That's poorly drawn torso, but you get the picture. You'd see that, so not too bad. But what I do want to redraw is the frame when she actually pulls Jenny across, which is this one, right? Yes, this one. I want it to be more of she's coming towards the camera. Like so. Let me grab some where Jenny is kind of up here. kind of a little bit of a 3/4 angle, not completely looking at the camera. And Sierra is kind of right here. And her back is kind of facing towards the camera, and she's kind of like got her arm over here. Oop, I think I'm getting a little too close. And what she basically is that she's pulling Jenny along. She's like, come over here, this way.
Dun 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 dun. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Very, very rough board. Like so. Kind of like that. So we go from a more of a generic kind of full body side profile pic of everybody to a more dynamic. I think this is, if I remember my cinematography terminology, I believe these are medium close-ups. Or medium shot, one of the two. And they're more of a 3/4 angle. It's more dynamic looking. Any questions, quick? When you're finished with the episodes, will you upload them to YouTube? Yes. And if YouTube kicks us out, we'll go to Dailymotion. If Dailymotion kicks us out, we'll go to Vimeo. If Vimeo kicks us out, we'll just have them available for download on our website.
Well,
I also have Vlare too.
well,
Like I have a Vlare
there's
account.
one problem here. There's one problem here, and if you guys have chosen a 5.1 surround sound, then YouTube doesn't support the surround sound, only stereo.
Yeah, that's true. The download will be available regardless. So that's how people will be able to hear the 5.1 surround sound. But
How about
YouTube
uploading it to Newgrounds, for example?
No, I'm not a big fan of Newgrounds as a website. But what YouTube will do is it just has high access. You know, it's easy because when you make a 5.1 surround sound, you also by default make a stereo. Like that's like it's just at least with Final Cut. At least I can't speak for all video platforms, but when I design a 5.1 surround sound in Final Cut, I always have the option to just convert it right back to stereo. Like it will take all the surround sound design aspects that I configured for the 5.1 surround and just convert it straight to stereo. It's a real simple process. So this is speaking in long term, but when we have a finished episode ready to go in 5.1 surround sound, I'll probably have it available for download first of all, so people can get the full quality and full 5.1 surround sound, and then just upload a stereo version on YouTube. So just for people to watch, you know.
For me, I have an actual 5.1 surround sound, which makes me a lot more easier to make up some previews. Some actual previews, actually.
And then we can have this kind of be a fun camera angle instead of it being so cutaway. We can have them like.
Are you sure the camera angles are difficult to make?
Like that.
Hello?
What's up?
I was just trying to ask you if making up with some camera angles in a 2D perspective are so difficult.
They're not difficult per se. It's just you gotta know what you're doing, and sometimes you don't really even know what you're doing until you start sketching some things. Like right now, I'm trying to design a shot where Sierra here is pulling Jenny along. See, that's why it's so rough and sketchy. And then the camera, what I want to do with it is follow them, but eventually leave them and and have a close-up of what they're coming to. You know, I just want this kind of fun 3/4 kind of movement where it's like it comes down. And how this would work is I would need kind of a little bit of perspective here, because we're going from a mid-shot / medium close-up to a more close-up shot. So this is kind of a rough of like what the perspective would need to be. Kind of needs some curve in the lines a little bit.
Omegaplex asks, I saw in your Discord server post that you wrote the script for the entire episode come out more often after the first one. Well, currently we have a website, an official website with episodes season 4.
Yeah, we have season 4 completely written and planned out. Yeah, the hope is that we have seasons. Uh-oh. I did a goof. I moved the camera without changing the scene. I did a goof. After the rebooted episodes are out, this is speaking long term, I guess. Will you make a stream of your reaction to them? Probably not, because we already know what happens to it. But other people.
But we will make a director's commentary on it, somewhat.
Yeah, we're hoping for a commentary sort of deal at some point, but that's so far along down the line. That's not even. It's probably not even going to happen for the next year. Relatively speaking, a commentary sort of thing, but eventually.
Jeremy Penna 17 asked, after the rebooted episodes are out, will you make a stream of your reaction to them?
Yeah, we just addressed that. Alright. So now I got the rough sketch. Now I can do... First of all, turn this background white, please. It's daytime, not nighttime. You only need the dark gray background for when it's like dark out or night or you're in the shade. There we go. So like wall. Oop, that's too thick. I guess I can put the wall about here, and then oh, this is tricky. Because Jenny is again too low to the ground. I have to raise her. Sierra's like only comes up to her. It's a little bit better. There. And now Rough little action figure thing, just so I can get some perspective in here. Ba, 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 ba. I really wish this thing had a vanishing point tool. Or if it does, I wish I knew where it was. Small question, how many people are working on Rebooted? There are about 55 members, to 55 to 60 members total, and I believe about 20 active members. Estimated. Storm Shadow, why is it out of all the separate questions I've asked? I've only gotten a proper answer for one of them. I feel like I've been ignored here and don't want people to think badly of me. No one thinks badly of you. I legitimately have not seen any other question than your initial one. I haven't seen any, so post it again. Because I haven't... $55 to $60. I don't have the exact count. I just know it's somewhere in there. Let me just, so I can move on. I'm not spending my entire rest of the stream on this board. I can just animate the camera angle and move on for now. The idea of the shot's there. I just gotta incorporate the background and poses better.
Storm Shadow asked, do you think Sheldon's messed up teeth could be the result of an encounter with the bully from his past?
I would more so put that in the... if I were to assume the result of his messed up teeth is more so because of they're just growing in wrong. That he needs braces. I wouldn't really associate that with him being bullied. It just seems more like, you know, he's...
It's not only just being by a bully. It could be something, an additional accident.
I just did it.
Hmm?
Oh, I didn't... Okay.
I felt I heard something talking.
Yeah, I was just talking to myself. There we go. Now I should be able to play with my spacebar. There we go.
Excuse me for my low volume of the output.
There we go. So get the idea there.
Teaching time. He may be bully
Jacob-
because how he looks. Now he
Jacob
was
Kennedy.
Misty.
I am getting
What?
interviewed soon, and I'm going to call out Ruin Johnson and Neil Dickman. I would not recommend, unless it specifically comes up in the interview, trash talking people like that, because that if you're talking about like a job interview, that does not reflect well on your application when you trash talk other people, regardless if you know them or not. Trust me. Like you, when you're in a job interview or an interview in general, it's better to talk about, or at least in a job interview, it's better to talk about what makes you good rather than what makes other people bad.
Storm Shadow asked, "Do you think Sheldon still has that spaceship he used from those pirates to return to Earth in story somewhere?" No, I don't think so, because I really think Sheldon had used an escape pod to return to Earth.
And it's, yeah, I'm fairly certain didn't. I mean, maybe when he was older, he returned to Earth. He maybe used a spaceship or a space
Yeah,
escape pod
exactly.
or something. But when he was younger, I thought it was implied that the space pirates just dropped him off, like, and then flew off. Like he didn't use a spaceship to come home at all. It was just he was of age, and the pirates were like, "All right, see ya, bye," and then they dropped him off and blasted away. We can have more fun with these angles too. This is just, she kneels and picks up the thing. And then Jenny looks at it, puts it down. How roughly can you say what % you made the first episode? Well, we're working on it right now, so you're looking at the storyboards for the first episode.
Come auditioning.
I don't know what percentage that would be, like what you would be judged if you're talking about total completion versus like completion of storyboards versus completion of script writing. I don't know. If you're talking about total completion, I would say probably 50% because everything's drawn out and like all the shots are designed and stuff. It's just a matter of building an animatic and building the camera, the proper camera movements and stuff like that, and then animating it. And then, you know, sound design, music design, etc. But yeah,
I would say 50% or 16% because the 40% I think will represent the post-production.
Yeah, scripts are done. Jeremy Pena 17 is right. But how?
Yep. Only season 4.
I want to redraw these boards, but I don't know how to do what pose. So we go from a shot where we're close up, we see what they're running to, and then the best next shot would be maybe just a close up of what's the dialogue being said. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. Bye bye. I don't need all this yellow white space anymore. I just need a little bit of it. Very rough.
Is that a puppet or something on the floor?
It's an action figure.
It looks broken.
Well, it's one of just, you know, it's flopped. Someone dropped it.
Mm-hmm. I see.
There we go. Shrink her a bit so she's not completely... And then that just shot would last a little bit. This would be Shibu's, because we can see her feet running up, their feet like coming up to right about here. And then it would be implied that, you know, Sierra's right here and Jenny's right here. So we know what they're what they're looking at now. And so if we could just cut to her immediately staring down and picking up the toy, it's very easy to follow. We'd have her on that for a little bit, and then we cut to, let's say, a brief we could do an over the shoulder. How would that look? I like the idea, but maybe it might be better for a later shot. Although, what is it? We just need to see her. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. First, we're gonna have, before the kneel down shot, we're gonna have a shot of Curious Jenny. It's a close up. Yeah, that looks worried. I need curious. Maybe just like up there. Have the eyebrow come down? Yeah, there you go. That's a little more curious. basically. Just the whole point of this scene is to just have a cute little moment. It's almost like one of those, if you have a dog, if they ever get curious about something, just, huh? They cock their head a little bit to the side. What's going on here? Great. And now we go back to Sierra. Oop, nope, wrong duplicate. And now at this point, she will no longer be grabbing something. She's actually going to be an eyeless demon. No, she's looking up. Offering Jenny. How about you take something? And then we have the kneel down shot where Jenny comes in and she's kind of like looking at. I can draw this silhouette a little bit better. Sierra's a little difficult to design, to draw from the back. So ears like right here. There we go. And that could be the same shot where she takes the toy as well. And where am I at here? See, I'm already at the part where she kneeled down. Don't need you anymore. We could probably have it close up when she grabs the toy, or maybe just...
Ouch.
I definitely want this shot where she like that Sean's got where she's like, I mean it's sideways right now, but she's like she's holding the toy, like, well, what am I supposed to do with this thing, huh? I like that. And that shot's okay where Sierra's it's kind of from Jenny's perspective. Let me get back to the meeting. What? I'm probably missing some questions here.
Hey, reboot team, are we going to make the Raggedy Android? That will be for season 5.
Yeah, Raggedy Android's planned on coming back, but as to how is, you know, season 5. Because we got to wrap her up somehow.
That was a bit of a rough time figuring out of making the comeback of the Raggedy Android.
Well, we went through a few ideas. I remember in the when we were going through idea bin. But anyway, anything else here? Hey Nathan, random question: white chocolate, yay or nay? I'm actually okay with white chocolate. I will eat white chocolate. Probably not like. I probably won't eat I don't think this even exists, but a white chocolate.
Well, I thought you don't like chocolate at all.
Well, white chocolate is the exception, because it does not have the same aftertaste. But I will probably not eat white chocolate if it was like a candy bar or something, because white chocolate, the flavor starts to get old real fast. It's almost like eating candy corn, where it's like the first 2 pieces are okay, but once you start eating your 5th or 6th, you're like, oh my god, I need to stop eating this. White chocolate's gonna in a similar boat for me, but if you put that on like a topping or like a flavoring or something, white chocolate's great.
Raffaello.
But yes, as for pure chocolate, like chocolate, I'm not a fan. At all. Smash Up Mashups. To Nate, I have this idea with the involvement of Teenage Robot. Okay. I don't know what that idea is. I cannot read.
Go
mine.
audition.
Michael 81751. How about cookies and cream chocolate? You mean like ice cream cookies and cream? It depends on how much chocolate is inside the cookies and cream. Because usually cookies and cream is just Oreos and ice cream matched together. If that's the case, I eat Oreos. Yeah, I'll eat that. In terms of like...
Oh, yeah, even at the McDonald's has something like this.
Well,
the McFluffy.
Well, I don't...
McFlurries.
Well, I don't eat McDonald's, period. But, but in
an actual chocolate bar.
If you're... Oh, an actual chocolate bar? Probably not, then. Teenage Robot, when does... Teenage Robot fanbase, when does Jenny kiss Danny Phantom? First episode. It happens. It's the opening shot.
Yeah, that made me a good crossover between Teenage Robot and Danny Phantom.
She is.
Oh my gosh! How are we gonna confirm? We discussed this multiple times. We do not have a crossover with Danny Phantom.
Yeah, we don't have a crossover episode with Teenage. But anyway, I can.
We don't.
I am so happy of the design we came up for Sierra. She is like such a cute kid. Look at that little button nose. She is adorable. Look at that
even
face.
her hair and the head shape.
This is just a sketch. Look how freaking adorable she. Look at that smile. It's so cute.
I'm
she's
happy that
she's like a little
I
puppy.
really love the current design of her.
She's like a little puppy. It's like she's big eyes, little nose.
Look at that.
Well, I'm kind of
grin.
happy about how we designed her as well. It's like the first sketch I did is like.
Smash Mashup said it's called Paramount Prime, a streaming service that consists of family-friendly content from Paramount Pictures, Nickelodeon, Star Trek, and CBS Entertainment Group. I feel like they're kind of doing that with Netflix. They're kind of putting their chips into the Netflix. They're not really concerned about building their own streaming platform and just kind of trying to jump on board with one that's already there, which I completely encourage them to do, because I hope someone realizes that once there are too many streaming platforms, there's going to be a bubble that breaks, and then everyone's just going to result to piracy again. The whole ingenuity behind what Netflix was back in its heyday was that it was this singular service that you could get all this content from for a relatively cheap price. The moment you have all these different services again, like you did with television, and how it's so expensive, people are just going to start resorting straight to piracy again and start illegally downloading the stuff they want to watch. So it's better for television companies and like Viacom or production companies in general, like Paramount Pictures, Disney, and etc., to just invest in services that are already there. Because the more services there are, the more likely a bubble's going to burst, and people are just going to go jump to piracy again. And that's going to be bad for everybody in terms of financially speaking, at least for the people who are making the stuff. Not financially speaking for the people who are illegally downloading the stuff. But
So glad you came back, Trevik.
Yes, I did.
I feel like I can get away with just having a close-up shot of her face. I don't think I really need the... Although this is an awkward shot for her to take that figure. Because either she uses this hand, which is on her knee, which is already an awkward motion in and of itself, or I squeeze in her other hand coming up from here, from down here, and taking the toy. I guess that would work, but Sierra's hand would have to instantly go back. It'd be kind of weird. I'll play with it for a little bit, but one thing I know for certain I'm going to need is the close-up shot of her face.
That is a good question. Jack Hubert asks, how open are you about being a part of this project in real life?
Wait, what? How
open are you about being a part of this project in real life?
That... I don't think I understand the question. What... You mean...
Are you open about what you do in general to like random people?
I wonder if he's asking someone in the chat or if he's asking someone on
Probably you.
stream. I would assume in the chat because we're already a part of the project. Unless he means
That's
like
for you, Nathan.
unless he means being a part of the project in the sense of like officially like funded by Nickelodeon or something. Unless he means like that, but other than that, I can't really... You'd have to clarify, fanbase. You'd have to clarify.
I don't understand it.
Let's see. Also, Nate, people will be buying physical media again. Yes and no. Physical media is forever.
I understand it.
I'm always for... I don't think physical media is going to be going away anytime soon. I'm fairly certain we're at the Blu-ray.
Oh, you mean
Yeah, that's
DVDs?
exactly what I thought.
Because no matter how convenient streaming is, the fact that you have to compress videos in order to send them over the web right now means that no matter what you download, no matter what you stream, you're getting a lesser quality version of the product than what you would if you bought it on Blu-ray, because that is a hard copy, a hard disc. So for the time being, I'm very certain that that Blu-ray and other hard copies are going to stay for a very long time until streaming finds a way to broadcast like 4K content and 5.1 surround sound without killing the internet. Because that was a major... when the coronavirus is really starting to spike worldwide, did everyone catch that news article where there was like governments and companies around the world like coming up to Netflix and other streaming platforms and going, please reduce the max amount people can stream, because if too many people stream HD 4K content, it's gonna crush bandwidths around the world. So please put a limit. So we're not there yet, I'm saying. So I think that's why I think physical copies are going to be here for a while.
Crap.
Oh, okay. He's asking. No, if I'm asking if you discuss My Life's Teenage Robot Rebooted with your personal family and friends. Yeah, I do. Every once in a while. It's not like I don't like come running up to my friend's front door, bang on, I don't, or like we're in the middle of like going bowling or something. I mean, granted, we haven't gone bowling in a while because of this whole thing, but you get my point. We're not like hanging out and I go, guess what just happened on Teenage Robot Rebooted, guys? You will not believe what we figured out. It's not like that. It's just like if it comes up in conversation, it's like, hey, are you still working on this? And then it's like, I'm like, yeah, we're doing this and that, blah, blah. It comes up every once in a while. And I'm not insistent on it. That's my point is. I don't bring it up all the time. I'm not annoying about it. But...
Should we be wrapping up here soon?
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I didn't even
2
realize.
hours.
I didn't even realize we hit the 2-hour mark. Yeah, we should. All right. Well.
Yeah, the time's up. I was going to say.
All right. Let's wait for any final questions, and then we'll wrap up here. We got some good progress down with this storyboard.
Should we press play and see how it comes out?
Yes. There's been already some very good progresses on scene.
I still have to do this later part of the scene, but the initial part is looking good so far. I mean, it's rough sketches so far, but you know, you get the poses across. XJ0. Are you still doing that project? Are you winning stuff?
Yes.
It's gonna be great when I actually have something to show as well. I mean, I can sometimes character designs and stuff come up in those conversations, but it always ends with, "Yeah, we're doing the animatics now." Doing the animatics now. Hey, guess what we're doing now? Animatics.
What about those puzzle pieces that we said we were going to release?
It'll be good once we have this rough animatic done, so I can actually, like, the full part 1 of the episode, so I can actually, like, hey, here's something you can sit down and watch. Here you go.
Although I do have a feeling that like the background, like the stock music that we use will be claimed.
Yes, probably.
And if it happens, and if it decides, you know, like if YouTube decides to like,
I doubt it'll be taken down though. I don't think YouTube has taken down videos because they had audio or music content in them for a long time. Nowadays, stuff is taken down because of like it violates community standards, or there's a massive copyright claim where it's like I don't know, there's a massive portion of a movie being used in a video, blah blah blah. But I have not heard in a long time of a video being taken down because it has music in it. It's usually when that happens, it's usually when it's just like it's monetized by the people who own the music, you know. Which if that happens, because Activation Day has a lot of temp music where it's just to fit the scene. But Omegaplex, when will the next stream be? If everything goes well and nothing comes up, the next stream will be grab my
the same time as the end of the month.
Yeah. I'm just looking for the specific day. July 26th would be the next stream. If everything goes well and nothing comes up and nothing, you know, nothing surprising happens. That'd be the next stream. Weirdest interaction of a member of the community without mentioning names. I can't think of a specific event, but I have gotten various requests through. I cannot tell if they're parody or not, but part of me believes some of them are being honest. That I've gotten requests via email multiple times over the last year of someone desperately wants me to include their furry OC in Teenage Robot Rebooted. I'd definitely rank that up there as some of the weirdest interactions I've had with the community. Another one would be someone tried to interview me one time, and it was very clear that they were not trying to interview me, and that they were trying to like psychoanalyze me, and that was weird. Like they were not asking general interview questions. They were like asking like, would you describe yourself as a perfectionist? How do you consider a perfectionist as a whole? How do you consider yourself? It's like, wow, you're not This isn't really an interview. You're trying to like analyze my psychosis, aren't you? That was weird.
Yeah, and the next episode will be trash talking.
No, well, no, they didn't really resort to trash talking. It was just very clear that they were trying to psychoanalyze me, not really interview me. But anyway,
And that could be leaded to also the invasion of privacy.
yeah, true. Any other last minute questions?
I think that's all of them.
Think so.
Fury OC
Yeah, I think that's
11
it.
S.
I think that's it. All right, so see you guys on Discord and stuff. Yeah, have a good week, everybody. Stay safe out there. Wear masks. Wash your hands. Don't touch
The
your
same
face.
for you.
And have a good day, everybody. Thanks for coming. See you guys.
See ya!
See ya.